It's September and it's time to lock in. I got my passion planner with me. I even got my passion journal. I literally need so much locking in. August, I kind of wilded out, whether it's financial lock-ins, physical, mental lock-ins, all those things like that. I just need to recenter myself, so I'm so excited to do this with y'all. Fun fact, if you don't know about Passion Planner, highly suggest you check them out. When it comes to the Passion Planner, they give you so many different options, whether you want a Sunday week start, Monday week start. You can track your days, from the top of the morning to the end of the evening. I love that you get to be able to have space in the back for all of your extra kind of like journaling needs. Then you also get a lot of starts to your year and resets and stuff like that. I'm a yearly journal girly, but there's also academic journals for the people who are still in their academic years. I used to be that girl, but I'm not that girl anymore. And there's also daily journals, so I highly suggest you check them out. Go ahead and click that link in the description to check out Passion Planner. But let's go, let's do it. I also grabbed a piece of paper for brainstorming purposes. When it comes to my Passion Planner, sometimes a little bit picky. I want to make sure I use all the space that I have properly. So I usually don't always necessarily brainstorm in my Passion Planner. Sometimes I'll add pages and stuff to my Passion Planner, or attach them with some washi tape or something like that, just because I'm very particular on how I want my Passion Planner to look. I'm a planner girly, so there's a vision. I will say right now, I do have the empty page here for emotion stuff. I don't know if I want it to be a little diary page or something like that. I haven't decided yet, but I'm a fan of Inside Out. I've loved Inside Out since the first movie came out. I am a psychology girly, so I do have that going. I have my summer reading list. Summer's over this month, so I gotta lock in. I actually, I just finished a book, so let's do that right now. I just finished Not in My Book by Katie Holtz. Let me see. I am 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 books to read by the end of the summer. Listen, okay, what's today's date? Yeah, I gotta lock in. Stressed, but I will say I started one of the books, and then the other 3 books I have not started. 2 of the books are arcs that I'm behind on that I need to read, and then 2 of the books are just ones that I just want to read that I happen to own. And I will say for fall, I'm gonna drop my fall reading list at some point. On my fall reading list, it has to be stuff I own, or will own. I will be purchasing. I already have it on pre-order. I can't think of the book name right now. Oh my gosh. But the sequel to Immortal Dark by Tigis Germa. Yeah, it's coming. I'm so excited. Black vampires, y'all. Movie tracker. I just watched The Roses. Go check out my review. It's either a short, or if you follow me on TikTok, go check out on TikTok. The Roses was a fire film. I was a super huge fan after I watched it. I left the theater what did I just watch? But I had a grand time. And mind you, I was worried I was going to fall asleep because I was tired, 1. 2, I had Raisin Cane's and a small bag of popcorn. I thought I was about to have a food coma. I did not. That's how you know it was good, because if you know me, I could fall asleep anywhere, okay? I give it 4.5 stars. But if you haven't seen it, this is my movie tracker. I'm very proud of it. It's so cute. I think I'll keep the same aesthetic for my next Passion Planner, and they are dropping soon. I can feel it in the air. When fall hits, they start thinking of releasing stuff for the next year, and I want to know all the designs and stuff. I have my travel bucket list. That fell real short. Okay. Listen, it's okay. I chose to buy Lego instead. That was my fault. And then I do have my book and TV show tracker. I feel like TV shows went really short this year for me. But I will say the highlight of the year was definitely Paradise on Hulu. I gave it 5 stars, hands down. I was like, that's my show. I'm so excited for season 2. They're done filming it, so it's just a matter of when they do the editing and stuff and when they decide to release it. The official book tracker here. This is my yearly book tracker. So I just wrote in Not in My Book. If you're wondering what I'm using, I use Midliners. Not a sponsor though, not a sponsor. Maybe one day. maybe they'll find me. I'll reach out to them. But I do love them. And I also use I have those, I have Sharpie highlighters, I have passion markers, all the things. So too much stationery for your girl. So we're just gonna check in. I feel like once you hit September, you're stressful. I will say, let's lock in though. Outside of updating my planner, certain goals I want to have and kind of want to lock in on my planner. is one, food goals. I've been wilding out a bit too ham. I'm gonna look for some more if my brain's kind of frozen up. I do know I don't want to drink my calories. So this past month I've been doing a lot of outside beverages, a lot of cutesy drinky drinks, and I know it's really hard for fall, but I at least want to give myself like a 3-week lock-in and see how we go from there. They always say like give yourself 21 days to like build a habit. So I'm gonna do no drinking calories. That also helps me lower my sugar intake, because it's not like I'm drinking like sugar friendly drinks. Like, they're not sugar friendly. I will say on top of that, it's going to be a pretty general one, which is why I'll look into this a little bit more, like be aware of snacking. Right now I have some popcorn. Can't go wrong with popcorn, which is good. In addition to the drinky drinks, I was also doing a lot of baked goodies. Got to lock back in on the breads and stuff. I'm a sucker for bread. Okay, that's my thing. Sweet treats. I'm not gonna say no sweet treats, because I feel like the minute you go from 0 to 100 or 100 to 0, that's when things kind of fall flat. I know that seems odd for no drinking calories. I'm still gonna have like, the milks and the things I want to make here, and just more so no purchasing it outside. Pastry wise, I'll say if I'm giving myself like a 3-week journey, is 2 fair, or is like one at the end of the week? One per week. Let's do 1 per week. 1 per week max. So I get to choose. I'm having a good day, a bad day. You choose how you want to operate on that, because if you're like me, good and bad days get treats, and I gotta chillax on that. 1 per week on sweet treats. That doesn't include things for me, like chocolates and stuff, like dark chocolates and things like that. But I discovered, y'all, I'm becoming more of a dark chocolate girl. I used to be a more milk chocolate girl, but certain things are like way sweeter to me than they used to be. So yeah. And then fun fact, I actually haven't been, outside of like the drinks I purchase outside of my home, I haven't been partaking in juices and stuff lately. Like, that hasn't been a thing. I haven't been buying juice since, it's been months. I purposely made that a rule, and I've kind of stuck with it, and it's been perfectly fine, because I was like drinking a lot of juice. So the whole no drinking calories thing is easier than it probably would seem. Those are my main ones, to be honest. I'm gonna come back to that, because what my brain is thinking about right now are my exercise goals. Because I have a nutritionist, but it's been an off and on thing, because at the end of the day, if I'm not locking in, how's she gonna help me, right? So on top of I can exercise as much as I want, but if my food goals aren't locked in, then it falls flat. But I do want to lose just a little bit more weight in regards to just feeling more physically fit and healthy. Because I'm a believer in, it's like, it doesn't matter about like the way you look. It like, you could eat the best things and the worst things, and your body's gonna look just different. Genetics are a thing too. So let's say, if you know me, you know I do dance. I also do aerial. I haven't done aerial in a few months. I kind of took a pause, financially, but also just like I was focusing more on dance stuff. So I do want to lock back in on that in September. I already bought my passes and stuff. I'm a hammock girly, but I might dip into silks just to, it's a lot of arm strength. It is, but I feel like it's necessary sometimes. I have discovered I prefer hammock more though, but silks will lock you in real quick, okay? Get those triceps nice and warm. I'll say 2 dance classes. Oop, I said 2 days. How I do that? 2 dance classes a week. 1 aerial class a week. On top of that, an ideal plan. I have the hardest time holding myself accountable at home, and I did use a at-home workout company, but I don't think it was as successful for me. You know what I'm saying? I thought having a person hold me a bit accountable would help, but it actually didn't, and it was a good try. I look back now and it was kind of a waste of money, but you gotta kind of put some money in to see if it works or not. But in an ideal world, I would like to do two days a week of strength training, specifically on the legs, because the knees, protect the knees, okay? 2 days a week for strength training. Y'all let me know if you're here this far. 2 days a week strength training, or 1 day a week strength training, 1 day additional cardio. But I already do 2 dance classes, and that's already automatically cardio. Depending on the dance class I take, some of those dance classes are more strength training heavy, to be fair. Like if I'm taking like a modern class, that's gonna be strength training, versus like a hip hop class, that's way more cardio. Like, you know, very little on the strength, to be quite honest. Most of the time, ballet, strength training, things like that. So the dance class I take always depends on that. I know I can't hold myself accountable to like go on intentional walks. I be walking, I'm in New York City, you know what I'm saying? I walk anyways. Some days I don't. If I'm like at a work from home day, or if I'm spending a day at home, just like I don't feel like going outside kind of thing. But let's just do that. That's 5 days a week out of the 7. I get 2 rest days. I know some people schedule them like Monday, Wednesday is this, Tuesday is this. It doesn't really work for me because my dance classes change on a weekly basis. So what I'm gonna do when I open my planner is schedule out which days are my dance class days, which days are my aerial days, and go from there. And then going back to food goals, I can't stand tracking my food. It's not sustainable. I did it for a while. I did it for a few months. It just wasn't sustainable. It doesn't work. It's not long lasting. And my nutritionist has been trying to get me to do it again. And I'm just like, I don't see that in my future. That's what I said. It's like she can only do so much. But I do know what works. And I can try to lock back in on that food wise. So eating out. And I know I just said don't cold turkey it, but I really do think financial lock-in as well, to be honest, y'all. I'll give myself 2 out of the 3 weeks, 2 eat outs. Yeah. 2 meal eat outs. Eat outs only. And to be quite honest, that might last for the whole month. But you know, I'm just doing like 21 days. 2 meal eat outs only. I already know ramen is in my future. At some point, I love me a good ramen. That means I gotta plan my food out. Yeah, so to-do list. Passion Plan has a to-do list, but I know I'm odd. I just like to make that to-do list a little bit crisper. Since I don't want to like brainstorm it on there. But plan food for each week. I think if I plan ahead now, I'll lock in better, make sure I go to the grocery store when I need to. You know, because you know when you don't plan it and you're like, oh, I'm tired, it's not there, food gets bought, eating out happens, all those things. Plan food for each week, plan exercise classes for each week. I want to regroup on my summer bucket list that I had, because I know that I'm a little bit behind on that. So let me double check, let me grab it, and I'm gonna come back. Okay, I have my summer bucket list. So with the summer coming to a close at some point this month, a few things I haven't done yet. So the bonus is I did go to the beach. Take a new skill class. I did not do. I still never figured out exactly what I wanted that to be. And I think that's why I did the hobbies list in my passion planner. But I never really like locked in to find a place or like zone in on one specific one. So we'll see. Have 3 park days. I have had none. It's like I didn't come and sit down on a bench and, you know, just exist for a second. I haven't had one of those in a minute. So I want to lock in on that and do that. But I've walked through Central Park, crossed over and stuff, but that's really it. Go to a fun creative event. That's a harder one. I think I allowed myself, like if I wanted to do a book event or something like that, there were no book events that I either caught in time or caught my eye. Read 10 to 15 books. Like I said, I'm behind. But if I could catch up and read those last 5 books by then, I'm Gucci. So I'm really like, I finished a book this weekend and I was so proud of myself, because sometimes books take me like weeks. And it's not because I don't want to read. You just get in this weird like book slump area, and it's nothing wrong with the book. It's like I want to read, but my brain's somewhere else. And then I did say do a background acting job. Can you believe I passed up on the opportunity to do background work for Devil Wears Prada because I prioritized my job? Why would I do that? What kind of adult decision was that? If I should have just called in sick. Oh my gosh. And so when I decided like that was stupid, I looked back to see if there were still any opportunities, and nothing had popped up. I know, don't say anything. I know you're judging me from the screen, but if anything does pop up again, I will. But I literally cannot believe I did not take that opportunity. Yikes. Yikes. Oh my gosh. Not for a 9 to 5, you know what I'm saying? And then last but not least, go to a vinyl record shop. So why that? I just haven't been to any in the city. When I used to go to school in San Diego, I did find a really cool one that I really enjoyed. And so I did want to go. The plan is not to wild out. Because fun fact, I don't even have a vinyl player. I've decided to prioritize Lego space over vinyl player. So, you know, that worked out somehow, some way. I was going to have a vinyl player, and then it didn't work out, and it just ended up needing to be that way. That's my summer list. So I'm going to work on this list. I got all my stuff here. I'm going to open up my planner, start logging in for September. And then when I have everything, I'm going to come back to you. All right? All right. Okay, I'm back and I've locked in. After further reflection, I've decided that 5 days a week is going a bit ham for me right now. 4 days is a bit manageable, and if 5 happens, that's great. You know, it'll probably end up being an additional dance class or something. But because we're starting off this week with a holiday, it's looking like 4 anyways, which is why I was like, I don't want to create these goals and then be mad that I'm not making them. So, but it won't be the same. So what I'm just going to do is do like 4 days of working out, whether it's 2 dance classes, an aerial and a strength training, whether it's a dance class, 2 strength training somehow, like as long as it's 4 days a week, there's no pressure on that. Ideally would be 2 dance classes, but sometimes that just doesn't work out. Like for example, this week it's just not gonna work out that way, and that's fine. Schedules change, people have plans. My food, so I have food, and the goal was like to not have to buy more food. I already went to the grocery store, like I have food, just like start putting the math together, start puzzle piecing some meals. And so I did that. I'm gonna have like a salmon and green beans day, have like some salmon patties, gonna put some green beans, bet, cool. Might add some rice on the side. I also have a quiche, eggs, protein, can't go wrong with that. It's ham and Swiss. Oh, I also do like these sandwich meat wraps. So it's like you have like turkey or chicken, you do like avocado, you know, or guac, whatever, put some lettuce, some cheese, wrap, put it on the stove, grill it a little bit, fire. Breakfast, I always have breakfast options, whether it's like a breakfast wrap, you know, carb friendly. I usually do carb friendly tortillas. I have protein waffles from Aldi with like, I'll do like, protein waffles and an egg, or something like that. I also have like protein yogurts, with my protein granola, okay. And then I usually do Aldi's version of the Dave's Killers bread. So there's a little bit more fiber and stuff in there. The plan is there. I have to reflect. I've been eating better than I was before because I've made proper substitutions, right? But it's like now we have to lock in because I'm not seeing the changes I would like to see. So we're going to lock in there. I want to do some like further reflecting and stuff on my own. I want to find some like reflection questions and stuff on top of the stuff I answered in my end of the month plan for the planner. Passion Planner has like really cool end of the month reflection questions. And I did those. But that's where we're at. Also for my summer bucket list, I decided that 3 parks a day is not going to be possible. 1 park is more probably the chance. I opened my schedule for the month and I said, yeah, that's probably not happening. And that's perfectly fine. I'm going to aim for 1 day and see where we go from there. And I really do, I know which book I'm reading next. So I think I can definitely hit that 10. I said 10 to 15 because I know myself, right? So in regards to finishing my summer book goal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait! I hit 10, but I want to hit 15. That's what's happening here. I hit 10 already. I just hit 10 when I just checked off not in my book. Thank you. So I'm gonna mark that down, but I want to still aim for 15. So I don't know how I didn't catch that. I was like, wait, hold up. I might have done that. Background acting, that's not up to me. That is up to the background acting world. I'm gonna find me a vinyl record shop, but I scheduled the date for when I'm gonna go. It's just a matter of where am I gonna go. There's many shops I know. And then a creative event. I looked, I didn't see anything coming up anytime soon, so that might fall through. Skill class, I didn't schedule that just because I still don't know how important that is to me right now at this moment. It might not be a summer thing, it might be more of a fall thing. But let me know, should I make a fall bucket list? I think I might do a fall bucket list. I think it'd be really cute and cool. I'll definitely keep y'all updated via TikTok and via shorts about what's happening, where am I at as far as this like September 21 day lock-in. I really want to see some like physical changes down the line. I want to feel stronger, but I also want to like lose a little bit of weight, feel a bit more balanced, and then mentally just like keep locking in. I think for my fall, I want to see how I can like be in social media world but not be consumed by social media world as much as I am. Love Island really had us, in a tizzy, and so I was really trying to tap out there. I've been doing a lot of consuming, a lot of output as well, but I feel like there should be more, the ratio should be way more output, consuming way less. But yeah, let me know what you think. If you have any ideas, any suggestions, I will gladly take them. What are you doing for your September reset? I literally am always looking for more ideas and more ways to kind of reset my mind, reset my, place in this world. I feel like this time of the year, it's like, have I completed my goals? So what are you doing for yourself? I'd love to know. Make sure you like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video.